We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. extended his greetings to all educators as the country celebrates National Teachers' Day. In his message issued by the Office of the President today, Marcos affirmed the importance of education and of teachers as drivers in the country. He acknowledged the sacrifices made by teachers so that their students can achieve their dreams in life, as well as their invaluable services as schools are reopened amidst the post-pandemic world. The president also hoped that this year's celebration would inspire present teachers as well as those who dream to become agents of unity and empowerment. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. called on the public and all concerned sectors to help protect the environment and address climate change. The president made the statement as he graced the 2022 DENR Multi-Stakeholder Forum held today in Manila. In his speech, he hailed the Department of Environment and Natural Resources for fostering cooperation with the stakeholders to mitigate the effects of climate change. He expects the participants of the forum to exert all efforts in jointly crafting measures towards climate disaster resilience and sustainable development. The president said he hopes the forum would accelerate the DENR's mission of mobilizing the country's capacities and resources to preserve, conserve, and manage the environment.
The issue of climate change is no longer the issue of the day. It is the issue of our times. And it will take the assistance, the help, the understanding of every citizen of the world to mitigate and to adapt to climate change. It is very important that this coming together to discuss measures to protect, to conserve, and to manage our precious environment be conducted. Your presence here gives the entire nation hope that we not only have the expertise, but also the commitment, the determination to steer our practices and systems towards a greener direction.
Headline inflation jumped to 6.9% this September from 6.3% in August. The Philippine Statistics Authority said inflation increased due to the movement of prices of food and utilities. PSA Chief and National Statistician Dennis Mapa cited the fast increase in prices of food and non-alcoholic drinks, as well as housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels. Restaurants and accommodation services also contributed to the high inflation. The current inflation rate was within the projection of 6.6 to 7.1% by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or BSP. It was also higher than the 4.2% rate recorded in September last year. President Bongbong Marcos orders a swift probe over the killing of radio broadcaster Percy Lapid. Senior Deputy Executive Secretary Hubert Guevara said Marcos is concerned of what happened to Lapid and wants to receive a copy of the investigation report in 7 days. He adds the president is also awaiting the report of the Presidential Task Force on Media Security, or PT-FOMS, as he urged the group to work closely with the Southern Police District for an orderly inquiry. Meanwhile, the Philippine National Police has created a task force to spearhead and coordinate the investigative and prosecutorial efforts of the PNP. NCRPO Chief Brigadier General Jonel Estomo said he has given the Las Piñas City Police 24 hours to shed light on the matter and solve the case. The National Bureau of Investigation is also on the case, according to Justice Secretary Crispin Rimulya. Percival Lapid, whose real name is Percival Mabasa, is a radio commentator at DWBL. He was shot dead on Monday night at the gate of BF Resort Village in Talondos, Las Piñas. Japan has completed its air surveillance radar unit for delivery to the country by mid-November. Defense Minister Yasukazu Hamada said this is the first domestically produced defense equipment to be shipped overseas since the easing on their export rules in 2014 under the administration of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. He also highlights the strategic partnership of Japan and the Philippines as both shared common principles and goals. He said enhancing cooperation in defense equipment is important to ensure peace and stability in the country and the region, noting that the Philippines is currently engaged in a territorial dispute with China in the West Philippine Sea. The 4 air radar units will be used to track the movements of fighter jets and other objects in flight. Japan is currently training 6 personnel from the Philippine Air Force to operate and maintain the radar units. And those are the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head onto the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We are also shown on the social media pages of the Office of the Press Secretary and Radio Pilipinas RP1. Stay tuned for more news updates. I am William Theo. We tell stories that inspire change.